Hello, and welcome to AIM International's preparatory tutorials for the Information Certification exam. I'm Steve Weissman, Principal Consultant at Holly Group and a certified AIM training instructor in the realm of content, process, and information management. I'll be your guide as we review the exam's major domains of expertise, and I'll tell you all you need to know to earn that passing grade. Today's subject is information capture, a key part of this special certification, which AIM created to support you as you solve your organization's existing information-related problems and plan for its future. For 60 years, AIM has been the leading nonprofit association helping users understand how to best manage documents, content, records, and business processes. This module is part of the Capture and Manage Knowledge domain, one of 6 within the certification program. In it, we'll explore document planning and preparation, including the need to consider the sources, scope the effort, develop a migration and conversion strategy, plan for quality control and exception handling, and physically prepare the material. Among the first considerations of information capture has to be where you're capturing your information from. As noted in the first module of this section of the course, sources can include the likes of hard copy, emails, faxes, web content, and information contained on mobile devices, a broad array of media types and formats that must be addressed each in its turn. Another major consideration has to do with how you'll balance your budget, resources, and available time to get the job done, as nicely depicted here. This is true of every project, of course, but in the context of capture, a big part of the answer depends upon the point from which you want to start capturing information. Everything that's come before, or just part? That's known as complete or partial backfile conversion. Day forward, meaning everything from today onward or from a certain date in the future. Day forward with on demand, meaning everything from a certain date plus older stuff as needed. One good starting point is to investigate which documents users need to access often or simultaneously, and which they require quick access to. Also think about whether you want to capture just the documents or need to take some or all of any existing metadata as well. And don't forget to factor in whether or how much of the content is handwritten, printed text, forms-based, or barcoded. These all will have an effect on the nature and size of your project. Also high on the list is developing a strategy for migrating the information you decide is fair game. As explained in the Master Data Management section of the course, migration has to do with moving information between storage types, formats, or computer systems. But sometimes it may make sense to leave some of it just where it lives already, and that decision has to be made as part of your planning process. For instance, your organization may not possess the skills required to prepare data in one database for reading, importing, or processing by another. Or it may be just too expensive to outsource, or too time-consuming even to think about doing. So in a case like that, you may well choose just to leave the data where it is, and to use links or other means of integration to connect them up for search and analysis purposes. Another reason to leave them in place is that the information in question may be too active to take offline for the time needed to perform the necessary extract, transform, and load functions that are part and parcel of this activity. Or it may be that the system responsible for certain data is so well optimized for the job that it doesn't make any sense to subtract it from the equation. This is often the case with specialized insurance or medical solutions, to name just two, and you have to think about that as well. How to ensure a certain level of content quality and handle the instances in which something goes awry, as will be inevitable, is another piece of the puzzle that organizations are well advised to think about before problems arise. One of the hardest parts of this is deciding what level of performance will be deemed acceptable. 80% trouble-free? 90%? 95%? One thing's for sure. You won't achieve 100% perfection no matter what you do. But the ultra-high 90s are within reach if you take the time to clean and tag your content appropriately. The other side of the quality question relates to scanning, which involves the same complexities as data migration in terms of properly handling the data after it's been extracted from the image. But before that, you have to take care to optimize the system's opportunity to produce clean information by allowing for image enhancement, in terms of rotating pages if need be, de-skewing them if they're crooked, despeckling them to remove stray spots or any shadows left by dust so they don't interfere with the OCR or other extraction technique, and so forth. A lot of this can be readily taken care of by the systems themselves according to the parameters you set. But at the end of the day, someone has to sit at a station somewhere and look at least a random sample of the images and data coming through to ensure that the output is what was expected. And a workflow must be established to route any exceptions the system finds by itself to whomever will be fixing them. And then, there are physical preparations to be made, particularly in an imaging environment. The documents themselves have to be rounded up, of course, and a note to that effect left in the storage boxes or file cabinets from whence they were retrieved so other people know what happened to them. They then should be sorted into logical batches to help the identification and tagging process by minimizing the chances mixing and matching will occur. Any envelopes need to be opened, and their contents, as well as any other material, must be unfolded before being sent through the scanner. Oh, and don't forget to remove any staples or paper clips along the way so they don't jam up or break the hardware. This all sounds oh so obvious, and yet you'd be surprised at how often these steps are overlooked in the rush to start and finish a capture initiative. The problem is that not thinking about it up front means probably trouble down the line, so be sure to pay heed to all that was covered in this module. Consider the source, scope the effort, develop a migration and conversion strategy, plan for quality control and exception handling, and physically prepare the material. Now, having completed this module, you may next wish to review the module on integration techniques. The material you have just reviewed is part of a broader program of study that prepares you to take the Information Certification exam. This proctored test consists of 100 multiple-choice questions and is delivered electronically by Prometric. You'll have 2 hours to complete it, and upon passing, you'll earn a professional certification that's valid for 3 years. For more information, please visit www.aim.org/certification. Thank you.